So the Five Nights at Freddy's film was finally released after 8 long years of waiting, and people are definitely sharing their thoughts online, spoilers and all. So if you want to hear the spoiler-free opinion of a hardcore Five Nights at Freddy's fan who would like to think of himself as a film critic, then I'm your guy. So the question lots have on their mind is this movie any good? And to be completely honest, it's a much more difficult question than it should be, or that I really wanted it to be. I feel like this film is very similar to the Mario movie that released earlier this year, where even though the film isn't technically all that impressive, as a fan, or just a casual moviegoer, it's really enjoyable based purely off the premise alone. Watching Mario jump on turtles or Foxy sing his little song is going to be incredibly fun to watch as a longtime fan, and as weird as it sounds, stuff like that is really what made this film enjoyable for me. So yeah, I had a great time watching this film, and if you're a fan, you will too. The practical effects are all amazing, all the references and cameos were on point, and it can be very thrilling from time to time. And if you've been dreaming of watching this film in a theater, then totally go for it. I think it can definitely be worth it. But if you're a casual fan, or just interested in the film as a newcomer to the franchise, there's definitely nothing wrong with streaming it on Peacock, or however else you could watch the film. Because trust me, this theater-going experience can be overwhelming to a good number of people. My theater was packed, and there were people whistling whenever a woman was on screen, others were making quips, and just a ton of noise, overall, and as a massive fan I was willing to ignore all this just to see the film with other fans, but many others would not have the same tolerance that I did. But if you don't care about the franchise and is just coming to this film for a really scary time, or even something remotely meaningful, I'd say maybe giving this one a skip, because there's not a lot for you here. But jumping into some positives I had with the film, the animatronics are all fantastic. The Jim Henson Company did a great job making these characters look and feel real. I think the five-night structure that the film had worked pretty well. They actually made it understandable why someone would come for 5 nights at this haunted Chuck E. Cheese. Matthew Lillard was great in my opinion, but criminally underutilized, which even as a nostalgia-blinded fan, was really disappointing. There were lots of twists and turns and fun horror segments, but none of it was really anything scary or impactful, just a lot of mindless fun. For negatives, I can easily rip into this film for its narrative flaws, bizarre script, strange pacing, stiff acting, but none of it really bothered me, probably because of the whole I am a massive dork who is part of the problem with Hollywood thing. But honestly, as much fun as I did have, there is a feeling of disappointment leaving the theater that we could have gotten something a bit more special. The film tries to do so much for so many different people that it would have been nice to just see a straight up adaptation that really uses the medium of film for something new for the franchise. It's campy and fun, which isn't what I really wanted for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, or even any of the new games for that matter, and I'll make a separate video diving deep into the plot and spoilers to really see what could have been improved to really make this film stand out than just another fun, but kind of bad video game adaptation. But hell, it made a good time for the theater nonetheless. I will be gladly seated for the sequel. 8 out of 10.